Hey gamers, I'm just going to get set up in a moment. Let me just make a post real quick. And then I'll check audio levels before getting started. So, the game we're playing today is New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I did a coin toss because it was either going to be between this or Paper Mario on Nintendo 64. Might as well just stick up the gameplay screen. Hopefully that's coming through all right. For some reason, I'm just going to test things. New Super Mario Bros. Yep. More than welcome to come and say hi if anyone's, everyone's paying attention. If I actually stick my earphones in as well, that might help. Or earphones, earphone. Because I always listen to my stream back in one ear. Whoops. View. Fine. Hey. We'll give this a listen at the moment. We'll make sure everything's coming through okay. Okay, how's this? See, the one thing I find is whenever I listen back to my own voice or whatever, it sounds alright, but then when it comes to on audio, it always sounds like deeper and like angrier. Don't worry if you see any notifications appear on the screen, it'll be fine. Oh, it sounds like the audio is coming through alright, I think.
Here we go.
Would help if I turn my phone up, that way I could actually judge how the audio is coming through. See, it doesn't help it on my phone like I'm getting 3G. So like the mobile data I'm getting, goes to the stream. But it seems like it pops sometimes, mainly because of the actual Wi-Fi being dog shit. At the time, it seems like it's coming through okay. Yeah. Just going through the intro stuff at the moment. Hope everyone's having a good day today. Twitch is just having a buggy moment on my phone currently, so if I just reset that before going through anything. I always like to double check to make sure everything's coming through right. My phone is being quite slow at the moment as well. Wi-Fi thing, isn't it? Well, as long as the stream's up, as long as the stream's running, that's fine. I'm terrified though. I'm always terrified that it's not running properly. Although, like now, my mobile, not mobile data, but like the internet's hopped off. I'm rusty as hell at this game, to be honest. I am rusty. It's been a hot minute since I played this. I always used to play this game, but then I stopped playing after a while. I think it's probably, I don't know now, but it's quite a while since I stopped playing. It was probably 2013 I stopped playing this because of the, I got a Wii U that released, and then on top of that, I ended up, playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii instead. Mario Bros. Wii? Mario Bros. U instead. This used to be my favourite Mario game for like the longest time. I used to play it with my brother sometimes, and I always remember like the day since I got it for the primary reason it's the one that came in the red case for the Wii, which is really cool to me. But I ended up getting it at Toys R Us. I had a trip over there with my family anyway, because my brother had some birthday money. I decided I was going to pick it up. Which, to be honest, I'm glad I did. But I always remember it because with Toys R Us, they sent you down to the sketchy end of it. To collect your stuff. Because it's like the electronics they had like display cases, obviously, but the actual game cases were sorted behind. Well, but behind like a cashier, like obviously a checkout, if you will. But it was weird because, of course, it's pretty big anyway. But they had like a grated fence over it as well. Which, was a bit concerning. I think was the right word for like a Toys R Us. I guess if they didn't want people nicking stuff. I'm trying to figure out the controls because it says I'm using, say, like a Wii remote on its side, so it's saying like shake it, press 1, 2, whatever. But I'm not using Wii remote. Probably needed to keep that for a star coin, but I'm not going 100% with this. Let's see. I want to see if this works. Just for the primary reason it's going to be a bit of an issue later. No. I might as well set to be right back because I need to have a look at controller layout. Yeah, I know. I'm using stuff like RetroArch for this, just for the primary reason it runs a bit nicer. I quite like RetroArch. It's a nice emulation thing. Quit. That's not what I want. I want RetroPad bind. I'm no point sticking on Be Right Back. I might stick on gameplay. Because this depends like how we go with it. I rarely use this software, to be honest, so I have no clue what I'm doing. I'll let that time out. I do have a saved character profile. but it was supposed to change when you use a Wii game. Quick menu. Here we go. Controls. Port 1. Remote and nunchuck. I probably think I've set it to Wiimote and nunchuck, because I don't know how it worked. Because it's got the tilt down. Let's see. I just set it to Wiimote sideways. Yeah, up, down, left, right. As it's classed as sideways, the up would be the right key. Be the left key. I can only have my head tilted sideways so I can tell. Down and then up. I believe I had it so it was A was the bottom key, B was the top key, but I think that's replaced with 1 and 2. There's 1 to 2. This is awful. These to 1 and 2 as well. Set U to 2. You need to go to select, you need to go to start. I would set you to C. And that's always cool because you can set it to shake of a Wii remote, which was cool. I'm trying to figure stuff out, to be honest, because that's going... I'm so confused. Because I still want the left analog stick to work like the D-pad. You know, so if technically if I hold right on the D-pad, I'd want it to be out. So if I go... hold the Wii remote sideways, then rotate. Yeah, so right would be down. But then up would be right? Yes. Up would be right. And I'll just do the opposite, so then that would be left, I think. And that would be up, I think. We can also set this to right. Go forward, back. We want that the other way around. I do apologise, this is taking a while. I was right the first time. Fine. I did check this earlier. Wiimote sideways. See, that's better. It now works on the stick or otherwise. I've messed up the D-pad, surprisingly. Right. Oh, okay. So all of that was actually for nothing, I found. Because, let's see. Because if you set the D-pad sideways, up will still remain up. Which is stupid. Up, down, left. I did actually get this, I did actually have this set up earlier, it's just it stopped working. Okay. Yeah, that needs to use up. Because I'm going fucking mad here, honestly. Remote sideways new, and then I. Right. It's not going to take too much longer. I want to actually. What do I want? Because D-pad works, analog crouch, analog stick works. However, I want to swap A and X. I'd much rather have sprint button on the right, like kind of like the Wii U controls. Let's see, A and X, right? So these two set these to 1. And remap. I wish you could just change the file name or just save on top of it. Let's see. There we go. I do apologise, that did take a while. Also still trying to get controls figured out. As I've said, I don't care much for like completionist bonus. Like it'd be cool so we can do the Star World. And it'd be cool to like go back over and do things. This game, I don't know. I'd like to be able to get up there, thanks. I thought this would have been like the type to shoot you upwards, you know? I wonder if there consists of way to get upwards. Now, like the blocks are fixed. Well, there would be if I didn't pull stupid shit like that. No, there's a time limit, but who cares? Who cares? I wasn't just careful of red pipes. See if they're going to give us a Mario Bros reference at some point. We can get like over the pipe. Tell you what, that having left and right being stuck to the bumpers later is going to be a godsend for later levels. I currently have rotation set to the bumpers and the right stick, just in case you do need to go forwards and backwards. That's fine if not. But I've also got them set to the bumpers, so you can just like hold them down rather than holding it down and keeping it to a specific location. I loved this game as a kid, but it's been so long since I've played it. I think this is the first Yoshi level. The one issue I do have with playing with joystick over D-pad, I love playing with D-pad because it feels like neat. But at the same point in time, I prefer playing with the joystick. I prefer playing with the D-pad over the D-pad over everything. See, I'm messing up my words because I'm not concentrating on the game. But I don't know, I'd much rather play with the joystick and not lose Yoshi. Because it's slightly easier to control. However, at the same point in time, I don't find myself accidentally sliding. It's always cool to do, I completely forgot about that. This is like the last creative New Super Mario Bros. Game. They had DS, then Wii, and then it was U and Deluxe. Oh, and 2 on 3DS. Which was kind of fun, but like the whole premise of it was, collect coins. But there was nothing you could do with the coin. So if they gave us something to do with the coins, like how just shop or anything, it'd be slightly better. Moth crawling over me. This game brings back so much. This game brings back so much nostalgia for me. I may not be great at it, however, I love it. I don't want to risk running over there because I will die. Oh, who cares if we don't get the top of the flagpole? See, the issue with me in playing games is I always want to go and get the completionist bonus. I want to get all the star coins. I want to get the top of the flagpoles, even though it doesn't matter for anything. I always want to do better than I can. Lester just got dropped off at the castle. Why is that? Yep, stuffing toads in question mark box. I mean, that works off, I think it was Mario Bros. 3. They had that. Oh, I remember this type of stuff. Now, I don't just mean shoving the toads in blocks, but I mean like having mini games for enemies wandering the map. Step through the door. I find it kind of cool how like the door has the pattern of a D-pad on it. Oh. Actually the best at games like this, but then again there's no real pattern for them. No rhyme or reason, if you will. Propeller cap, one of my favourite power-ups in any Mario game, I think. Go up here. It's going to be bad. Yeah. To be honest, I would have gone up to the one on my left anyway, so like it would have been this one or the next one. I just remember sucking at this game anyway, like when it came out and when I first got it. Loved it regardless. It was such a wholesome game. I kind of want to see where that secret exit is. But at the same point in time, I don't care. Let's see, we'll use one of these. I think this one's Larry? I can't remember the Koopalings, to be honest. On the basics, but I do think this one's Larry. Of course, it's hard pressed to like get Ludwig, you know, Lemmy, Roy, but a couple of them. Going through these as a kid terrified me. For the primary fact that I was always concerned about an enemy coming out just randomly. Or being crushed between blocks. That's another thing. Being like crushed between the blocks and dying like stupid death is something I was always terrified of as a kid. That plus stuff like the music didn't exactly help. I was always a nervous kid when it came to these levels. When Super Mario Bros. Wonder was coming out, I thought, you know what, I'd like to play this game again. Even if I'm not able to go 100% or anything, I'd like to play it again just for the sake of it. Just nostalgia purposes, I reckon. I have gone 100% with it before, but Jesus Christ, it was a challenge. If I won that. I did always enjoy the propeller cap. As I mentioned, like it was always one of my favourite power-ups. Just being able to go through the sky. It's why I ended up enjoying what is it, the Acorn power-up in New Super Mario Bros. U. Because it's a similar thing, but you have slightly more control over it. Going to give us an extra 1-up just in case, how we're going to need it at some point in the future. Oof. Don't know if I want to keep this. I'll get the fire flower. Fire flower's always useful for the bosses just because you get to spam it. But if I remember correctly, you do have to fight like all of them twice. The first time's usually fine. The first time's usually just basic stuff. You know, basic jump over shell. The second time, I believe Kamek comes in. do believe that was Larry. I can't remember. I'll have to Google at some point, but you know, not yet. We'll see if we can get through this world, maybe a second world today. Just because I want to see how far we can get. We will save it every turn. Although I do believe we have save states enabled. Yeah, we do have save state, which we will just we will do now and again. Just because I don't care about cheating. To be fair, I wouldn't even call it cheating half the time. It depends when you use it. Considering you can't really save the game until after you beat it, that's all about fair use. For example, if you're on like a very later world and it's quite difficult and you need it to get through, I can kind of understand it. Our first water level. Won't be able to get them all just because of the cheat sheet placement. I don't think. Yeah, there's nothing else you can get up there. There's the one thing I remember from this game is there's a lot of sections like that where you can jump above the stage. I loved this game as a kid though. It was just so cool. Now, I think I love it now. It's just I never had the exact urge to go through and play again. Also, I went through all the first time when I first got the game, and I got 100%, although it took a long ass amount of time to do so. I got every star coin. I went through, got everything. I can't remember this section. I think we went cheap up. Damn it. Would help if we sent it in the middle. Oh well. Okay, we'll give this a second and see if this actually comes through. It goes come through on my PC. See if it comes through on here as well. Yes. Is this alright? I do apologise about the issues there. Hello, controller, you can work. There we go. So this should be fine now. It's just a whole pain. I don't know what the issue was, considering the Wi-Fi was working fine. I guess it might have just been overused. Kind of sucks that it cuts out partway through a level. In terms of me sucking it, it's fine because it's just a bit time consuming. But in regards to you guys and the streamers, but the viewers I mean, I do apologise for it. Oh well. This will just come up as a part 1 and part 2 thing. We'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think in terms of like coming up with video ideas, I might do what I'm doing with Zelda, where I do a section at a time for VODs. I thought we'd have a fight, but I don't know. With Zelda, what we've been doing was we've been splitting it up between regions, you know, where you'd have like the Elden region, you'd have all sorts, and it'd make it good for VODs and video ideas. However, with this at the moment, later worlds, it will be fine to split into individual pieces, just for the primary reason the worlds are longer, they're harder, so I'd be dying more often as well. But for this world, because so far we're like half an hour into it or whatever, if I finish it, like, that would just be the end of the stream, you know, if I went for how I'd go with the usual stuff. But I don't want that to be the end for the primary reason, you know, it's gonna suck as a VOD, isn't it? Been invited to a bloody party for Halo Infinite. The fact that I've only played Halo Infinite once, been like, it sucked when I played it. You know, like, I'm not even sure, like, I know the person properly that invited me. I think I'm just not going to answer. These parts of stages were always kind of cool just because they were goofy and out of the way. The music's banging though. Oh, thank God I don't have to like spam a button anymore. You know, I could just hold down the trigger. Also, what I'll look at doing is I'll combine part 1 and 2 of the VOD, and then I'll split up, you know, the next part, because I can do for today's stream. I could do two worlds, I think. Normally I wouldn't, but because these worlds are quite short, or at least the first 2 worlds, then yeah, it's, you know, it's more than understandable. I'll have a look at combining like first 2 parts of World 1 and separate that from World 2's VOD. Either that, or I can just combine it anyway and see what I can do. I don't know how I'm going to combine them, considering I don't have like software to do anything. If I had like editing software or the money to get that, person keeps inviting me for Halo Infinite. Like, will they get the hint that I'm not going to play it with them? Well, I'm not going to do it. I'm half tempted to message them and say, actually, do you mind? I'm doing my own thing at the moment. You know? Yeah, like, I don't really want to be spammed with a notification to play with a random stranger. Oh, I probably do know them, but they might have changed, like, their name. I don't know. I think I'm fine keeping that. No, I'm not, because I end up like losing it immediately. These stages were always memorable to some extent, but also at the same point in time, there's no memorability for half of these. The main reason I don't remember is because it's like stages like this where it feels so empty at the same time. They're fun stages, but at the same point in time, there's nothing, you know, holding me down, if that makes any sense to anyone. We'll see if we can not die with that jump. Like, you see what I mean with nothing like going on in this world. You know, like this whole level was just spinning circles. Alright, of course that one can get under the block. Excuse me? Literal Wii gameplay. Actual Wii gameplay. Like, you throw it up a slope expecting it to go over like every slope, but it just rebounds and hits you. God's sake. Would have been good if we could like give ourselves the propeller cap for this section. You know, it's not too bad. I can't get over that, like, throwing a shell and it just immediately being rebounded. Also learnt my lesson in regards to the Koopa's going to bounce off and then go back under. You know, there's something like a one up there, but who cares? Just get the one up back. I can't get over that, just the shell bouncing off the side and just coming back and killing me. Absolute bastard. Jesus Christ. It'd be an awful lot worse. I keep thinking back to how like I'm actually going to do this as a VOD. Because I might keep it as part 1, part 2, but then like do like a split thumbnail. I could do part 1, part 2, but then just have it under like the title of World 1, World 2. But I'd much rather try separating it, combining it, and then working off that. Because at least that way in the playlist it'd be World 1, World 2, World 3, World 4. Oh, there was something up here. It's kind of lucky then. I totally forgot this was here. Yes, I think most people did. Like, the main reason I jumped off wasn't because, like, when the screen stopped rather than kept, you know, keeping on going. Quite scared of, like, you know, just dying. I don't expect every section to have them. I keep switching back to left analog stick because I'm used to it. Then again, it's like I find myself crouching half the time. That was awfully close. I want to see what's up there, to be honest. Absolutely nothing, but no. That's close, but I suppose that's what you get when you overcomplicate things. See, I remember everything. Because I had a scapegoat when things like went wrong. Falling. That is terrifying though. Usually another secret block, but I think that was just it. That's fine. We don't need more than one anyway. I think the main reason I say this New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I say, is harder than Super Mario Bros. U and Deluxe, is because unlike those games, it was slightly different on Wii. We had like slightly janky controls. But I also think it's slightly harder than DS, just for the primary reason. With the DS, you had the ability to hold like an extra item. Which, I don't know, it was kind of janky being able to hold extra items, but like I could understand it. There we go. Word 1 complete in, oh, minus the time it took to set up, about 45 minutes, I think. Hold on. What I'm going to try doing is separating the VOD files, which is fine because it's as simple as like, you know, cutting them. But with on Twitch anyway, it'd be separated into 2 separate parts. But for YouTube, I mean, it'd be separated further beyond.